This is an in-depth look at a prize-winning N-gauge layout set in the West Highlands of Scotland. It featured in the October 2012 issue of the Railway Modeller magazine. Loch Tat is set alongside a fictitious loch in the Highlands of Scotland. It was designed and built by Adrian Lambourne. If you're new to the Heritage and Model Rail channel, become a subscriber and don't forget the bell icon to be notified of new content. Adrian was inspired to build a Scottish themed layout after visiting a friend who was building an N-gauge layout of northern Scotland. Adrian also chose N-gauge to allow him to run trains through scenery in a relatively small space. Extensive research using books and magazines, plus a visit to the West Highland line between Glasgow and Fort William, allowed Adrian to base the layout on the principles and character of the West Highland line. A major feature of the scenic area is a typical West Highland chalet style station, centrally located between tracks which converge at either end of the platform. Measuring 16 feet by 8, the layout was designed as a continuous run with an extensive fiddle yard at the rear. The scenic part of the baseboard is split level. The track board is set 35 mm above the lower level board. The fiddle yard has a double track main line with trailing crossovers, allowing access to the sidings. Each loop can hold 2 trains. The team runs complete trains out of transportation cassettes using removable ramps to avoid handling locomotives and rolling stock. This method saves time when setting up or knocking down. The back scene is painted using muted colours to convey the Highlands. The water of the loch was constructed using 2-part epoxy filler to represent ripples and waves at the shoreline. Acrylic paint changing colour from dark to light at the shore shows the depth of the loch. White water was painted onto the surface where waves break. 3 coats of gloss varnish to add depth then followed. Buildings are mostly scratch built using plasticard, while others are heavily modified commercial products. The basic scenery was constructed using expanded polystyrene, card, papier-mâché, wood glue and filler. Rock faces are precast using Woodland Scenic's rubber moulds and their lightweight plaster called hydrocal. The castings were then embedded into the countryside. Varying shades of browns, greys and greens were painted onto the scenic area before detailing began. Ground cover was added using products from Woodland Scenics, Anita Decor and Heike. Large packs of fir trees were purchased from Heike and improved by covering with a fine flock powder supplied by Anita Decor. Many trees were built using Woodland Scenic's tree armatures. Painted in subtle grey and covered with foliage clumps, the trees make acceptable birch trees common alongside the railways of Scotland. However, the most spectacular trees are made using lost wax casting. Control is analog DC, driving post 2000 stock from Graham Farish, Bachmann and Dapple. My thanks to Adrian for supplying the information. To view some of my other content, click on a playlist. Don't forget to subscribe and I'll see you there.